Hi, my name is Nyaradzo Chauruva of My Money Project, and today I want us to talk about a very important and yet so basic concept called financial discipline. When you hear the word discipline, it sounds like someone who's being prohibited from doing what one would have ordinarily loved to enjoy doing. It feels quite harsh, right? But if we are to look at it from with the right perspective, with the right mindset, you will see that when we talk financial discipline, it's just the act of setting specific monetary goals. And monetary goals can be um, spending goals or saving goals, and you setting them and seeing them through. That is what I would define as financial discipline. So, financial discipline helps us, or helps you, and it helps me to take control of my money. It helps me to make sure that when I say I want to buy a vehicle next year, I am so disciplined to setting aside that money consistently over time. And I will rejoice next year as I am driving off um, my car. So it takes discipline for you to leave your savings untouched, waiting for that which you are saving them for. Which takes me to uh, how you can then attain this financial discipline. And I have put together probably 4 points that I would just want to highlight on how you can attain financial discipline. And the very first one, which is also a basic thing, is to set goals for yourself. Be clear about your why. Be clear about why you want to buy what you want to buy. Be clear about why you want to save the money you want to save. Going back to my first example, is it that you want to buy a car? So, how much is the car you want to buy? What is this car that you want to buy? And if it were me, because I'm a very visual person, I would look for a picture of it in a magazine, frame it somewhere, and keep it where I can see it to remind myself that I'm going to buy that car. I love a Volvo XC60 or XC90. So I can imagine just pasting a picture there. And every day when I wake up, I look at it and I'm reminding myself that this is the car I want to buy. So having a clear picture of your why is very important. You also need to create a budget because you know how much is coming in. You want to control your spending, and the way you can control your spending is by using a budget. So a budget will then help you to say, okay, of this money that I have, so such and such will go towards my rent, will go towards my groceries, my food, my toiletries. But most importantly, because you have a goal, it has to be somewhere there on the budget, and you stick to it. And if you're to get more money, your mind is just wired to channel that extra income towards your goal. Another thing, though, is to pay down debt. Financial discipline, sorry, requires that you be debt free, but it can also be that you want the discipline to pay off your debt. Um, like for me, I can give an example. A colleague of mine recently asked me, and she said, Nyarazo, do you really follow the advice that you've written in your book? And she was making reference to my book, How Can My Money Be Enough? I said to her, at some point, I did everything that is written in that book to the letter. Why? Because I was caught up in a debt trap and my goal was to come out of debt. And so I did everything I could to come out of debt. But do I still do everything that is in that book today? Not really. Some things I don't need to do them because I have attained that which I wanted to attain. So it is very important that you pay down your debt if you have any. for you to have that discipline, because when you're in debt, you will be struggling to make ends meet on the other end, and you're trying to, yeah. So, but when I talk um, debt, I know those who are in debt will understand what I'm saying, because you can end up really struggling even to put food on the table, right? And lastly, I can encourage you also to automate your savings. You can automate your savings in different ways. Have your bank deduct immediately your salary hits the bank account. Your bank can deduct a certain percentage and channel it towards your savings account. Or I love savings clubs. So you that becomes an automatic payment, because you know that at the end of every week or at the end of every month I have to pay out my contribution. So somehow that becomes an automatic deduction. Or if you are employed, you can make use of the payroll system at your workplace and ask them, as they do the payroll, they set aside a certain amount, fixed amount, whatever it is, every month. One thing I've also learned about money is that out of sight, out of mind. If you don't see it, it's like you really don't plan for it. So when it's automatically deducted, when you get the money that you receive, it's like your mind just moves on with that which you have in your hand. So financial discipline, very important. It's not a harsh word, but it's an important basic principle of personal finance.